Hey all, as 2024 comes to an end, I've been reflecting on what upped my game as a leader, manager, and as someone striving to get better every day. Today I want to share my top books, tools, and practices that leveled up my game, so let's dive in. First book I want to talk about is Multipliers by Liz Wiseman, revised and updated in 2017. Especially now when the market seems down, it's super important to get more efficiency out of people, but in a healthy and respectful way. You might have watched my episode about high pressure, low stress environments. So honestly, I took that concept from this book. The book highlights the differences between diminishers, so people who reduce their team's ability to perform well, and multipliers, so leaders which enable long-term productivity. And here is what I love about this book. It doesn't shame bad behaviors. Instead, it acknowledges that we all have our diminishing moments, and that the key is to recognize them and not pretending that we're always perfect. So let me read you two quotes from the book. First is about a diminisher's approach to setting direction. When diminishers do actually engage others, it's no surprise that they want to verify that you understand what they know. They ask questions to make a point rather than to access greater insight or to generate collective learning. Like Richard Palmer, the founder, discussed earlier, they are masters of the gotcha questions. Diminishers leave people stressed but unstretched. And the second part is about the accidental diminishers, so all of us who make mistakes. So let me read you this one. We all have accidental diminishers moments. The secret to multiplier effect is knowing what your vulnerabilities are, spotting them in action, and turning the situations into multiplier moments. Let me share a few of the ways that really well-intentioned leaders end up having a diminishing impact on the people around them. As you consider each, you might ask yourself, what is my vulnerability? How might my best intentions be shutting down good ideas and smart people? So as you can see, I believe this book is fantastic for both new and experienced managers. In fact, I gifted it to all the managers who report to me for Christmas. So I hope you enjoy it too. The next book is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. It's not just about learning how to negotiate effectively, though that's the obvious benefit, but it's also a great resource for managing up, down, or just being good at resolving disagreements in general. So for example, let's say you would like to be promoted to position X. The tactics from this book comes into play when you and your manager aren't fully aligned on the outcome. Let me read you a quote. As you put the following tools to use, remember this chapter's most important concept. That is, yes is nothing without how. Asking how, knowing how, and defining how are all part of the effective negotiator's arsenal. They would be unarmed without them. Ask calibrated how questions, and ask them again and again. Asking how keeps your counterparts engaged but off balance. Answering the questions will give them the illusion of control. It will also lead them to contemplate your problems when making their demands. Use how questions to shape the negotiating environment. You do this by using "how can I do that?" as a gentle version of no. This will subtly push your counterpart to search for other solutions. Your solutions. And very often it will get them to bid against themselves. This book is packed with great advice. I strongly recommend it to anyone who wants to be able to get what they want more effectively. And the last book on my list is Principles by Ray Dalio, and this is one of the best books I've recently picked up. It's visually stunning with a great cover, images, and overall quality. So I would highly recommend hardcover version. I've highlighted so many things, but let me read you two of them. The two biggest barriers to good decision making are your ego and your blind spots. Together they make it difficult for you to objectively see what is true about you and your circumstances and to make the best possible decisions by getting the most out of others. And the second quote is about the disagreement. Some people worry that operating this way is time-consuming through searching disagreement. But working through disagreements does take time, but it's just about the best way you can spend it. What's important is that you prioritize what you spend time on and who you spend it with. There are lots of people who will disagree with you, and it would be unproductive to consider all their views. It doesn't pay to be open-minded with everyone. Instead, spend your time exploring ideas with the most believable people you have access to. This book made me rethink how I approach problem solving in a more systematic way, so I do highly recommend. So all the books are linked in the description, so if you will use my link, I will get a small commission, but you will pay the same price, so thank you if you'll use it. The next section is tooling. It's not that easy to give, but you can pay for subscription via virtual Visa card or something like this, so consider it anyway. And the first tooling is AI. For years I struggled with putting structured into my unstructured thoughts, especially in writing. Now with AI, I can record myself, get a transcript and edit it much easier than before. AI also helps me refine ideas, improve wording and conduct research. As a dyslexic non-native English speaker, AI has been a game changer for fixing grammar and punctuation problems I have. I mostly use GPT, but I'm experimenting with other models too. So just choose one that you feel comfortable with. The less known AI use is Gamma app, and this is the tool for creating presentations. It's super easy to use. I paste my script and it creates beautiful slides. So I've been using it a lot in my videos. It even generates landing pages, which I plan to use soon. If you struggle with creating clean, minimalistic visuals for presentations, I highly recommend it. And now, this is less of a gift idea, but has allowed to keep myself and my team more accountable. So, metrics. This year, I've introduced 3 core metrics to track my team's progress. First is cycle time and standard deviation. So, cycle time measures how long it takes to complete a task, while standard deviation shows how predictable that time is. So this metric doesn't enforce a specific methodology, but encourages better refinements and predictability. The second one is time to detect. And time to detect measures how long it takes for the team to identify an ongoing incident. It emphasizes the importance of observability and monitoring and alerting, which focuses the team. And the last one is time to resolve. So it shows how quickly you can fix an incident after detecting it. It reflects less obvious aspects of software development lifecycle like logging, documentation and CI/CD, and basically the low time to resolve indicates that many processes are working well. And the last part I want to talk about are activities that I started. And the first one is chess. Chess is awesome. I believe that it has helped me with improving my time to decision. So I play blitz or rapid games where you have 10 minutes for all your moves. So if you spend 9 minutes on the first few moves, you won't have any time left at the end of the game. So you have to make good decisions along the way. It's like in business, right? Where you have to balance time to decision well, because otherwise you can limit the innovation and growth, or you will just overanalyze and make the same decision anyway. The second skill that chess helped me with is problem solving under pressure. Chess requires you to handle pressure well. The stakes are not high, right? I'm not a professional chess player, but I have around 1000 ELO on chess.com, and it forces you to be ultra focused and optimize your moves. Because you not only have to think about your moves, but also about the moves of your opponents and try to predict them and block them and be one step ahead. And the last skill is resilience. So you lose, and you lose a lot. And that happens sometimes that you lose multiple times in a row, but you know what you have to do next, right? You have to shake it off and play again. And it amazingly shows that all setbacks are temporary, and if you will push through them, you will get better results. Your rating will improve, but then at the end you will lose again, because there are always someone better around the corner. So you have to appreciate the journey and not the destination itself. And the last thing I will talk about is this channel. Spending time creating content for this channel has been one of the activities that has pushed my growth the most. It helped me not just as a leader and a manager, but also as a speaker. I'm much more outspoken and articulate now. And I really appreciate that growth. So thank you all for sticking around and listening to this video, but also all the videos I released this year. And if you learned something valuable here, please let me know in the comments, or if you'd like to play chess with me, just share your username. Thank you, and I will see you next time.